Hey everyone, it's your pal Drew, and I'm going to talk about why I never hated the nose, the infamous nose on Iron Man's helmet. Short-lived. Now, as far as issues are concerned, you got the nose in issue 68, and it got taken away in 85. Now, bear in mind, this was a bi-monthly book, and there were tons of fill-in issues. So it was just so bizarre, and I grew up with him having the nose, and I didn't think about it. But a lot of older readers, even slightly older readers, were just aghast. And I wasn't even collecting it this time. I love how they make it. Don't dare miss this shocking secret of Iron Man's new mask. The legend has it that Stan Lee was going around the bullpen, and some artist was drawing Iron Man in profile, and it was kind of short, as if maybe there would be a nose to be shown, or a little allow for a nose, a human nose. And Stan said, shouldn't he have a nose? And he meant that, maybe have the helmet kink out a little bit on the profile. But they took it literally, and so now there's a big, cool secret. And this wasn't even the first issue I started with. The first issue first Iron Man book I got was, I'm not getting all my floppies out because it's going to take a while. So it was this one, issue 72, and a beautiful Gil Kane cover. And it was, he had the nose then. I can't tell who inked him though, but it looked kind of like Giacoya. So this first issue of Iron Man I had took place at a comic book convention, and I had just gotten into comics. I'm like, what is that? Huh? And then I realized, no. Before Comic Cons were a thing, San Diego had a huge one because there was a lot of creators on the West Coast as well as on the East Coast, and it was a fun time. And it was basically comic books. You didn't have like Hollywood, with a tenuous grasp, a tenuous tether to comic books as they do now. And this issue is even that exciting. It's just that. Looking back on it, I'm honest in my nostalgia. A lot of people, when it comes to nostalgia, you can't say anything bad about something they're talking about. But I'm pretty honest when something's kind of crappy, and I realize it later, even though I love it. But I can see why some people wouldn't. But the nose thing totally threw me off because I was just a kid, and the nose was there. So starts off. Night of the Rising Sun. I love this splash page, and the logo, the lettering here by June Braverman. I don't know. I hadn't heard much of her. I don't know if she's been around that long. And how about this? A recap of Iron Man's origin in one page. I love those pages. So he's out in the jungle protecting Roxanne Gilbert, who despises Iron Man, but he's like a means to an end to find her brother, who is Firebrand, and really nice tiger. Well, yeah, I showed you all that. I have them both in floppy and in Marvel Masterworks because that's the cover for the War of the Supervillains Epic Collection. And now here's the craziest of the Bronze Age. Okay. Issue 75 had Orville Jones drawing, and then 76 was a reprint of Iron Man 9. And then, bear with me a second. So there you got back to the regular book for like 1 month, and then 2 fill-in issues by Bill Mantlo and George Tuska and Vinnie Coletta. And I love that cover, even though they gave him the nose in his flashback, he doesn't have a nose. See, that's what I think Stan implied should have happened, but just didn't. But that's exactly what Stan had in mind. But it was a lot later that people realized what he meant. Really cool. I was tripping. I was like, man, look at that. Wow, it's so different. And I learned to embrace the nose. And then when they took it away, I was like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, after all, Mego embraced the nose, so they wouldn't lie to me, would they? So, and by the way, for detractors and such who don't like noses on characters, you got this guy going. So, it only made sense to me. There you go. Can't put you away. Keep you away from my dogs, because when I had this toy as a child, our little dog Candy ate it up, and I couldn't be mad at her. I was just like, I shouldn't have put it down there. Beautiful, beautiful cover for giant size Iron Man Gil Kane. It looks like Cinna inking it, but they gave him the nose, and it's all reprints from Tales of Suspense when he didn't have a nose. And this cover originally just had the Angel. That's not even the correct costume, at least on the top. And Angel, Hawkeye, Captain America. I was like, hey, don't forget about us. Yeah. These little nebby guys, which means nosy in Pittsburghese, and oddly enough, that's a play on words I hadn't intended on this episode. All right, the War of the Supervillains covers this era, and Iron Man, there's still his nose. It's a Herb Trimpe issue with Marie Severin on the inks, who I love her. Here's what's wild: on this cover, you usually wouldn't see the back of a major character, or the title character, but they say, special witness dramatic new change in Iron Man's armor. And I think that's Buckler with maybe Klaus Janson. Yeah, probably. And started off with his best friend Happy Hogan being transformed into the Freak for like the third time, even though when Tony Stark was trying to heal Happy Hogan with when he got hurt somehow using this thing called the Innovator, he always turned into the Freak. So that kind of kept going around and around circles. It seemed kind of absurd after a while. And once is enough, twice is okay, but a third time you're just riding on fumes as far as story ideas. Marie Severin inking, beautiful. The gift of doing likenesses, she put in Marvel bullpenners. There's Ron Wilson, there's Marie herself, there's Len Wein, there is John Verporten, and I don't know the rest of these. There's Len telling him, hey, give him that transistor radio. So he charges up with the little radio, which I always liked. In order for the mask to retain its symmetry, the nose had to go. But somehow, I don't think I'll miss it. And so I have quite a few commissions that have Iron Man with the nose that I've specifically requested, like George Tuska, and I got one by John Beatty that's really great. Well, I have to share with you this lunacy. He was having trouble with his armor, and it just wasn't up to snuff, as they say. I don't even know what that means. It's just a phrase I read a million times in comics back then. Even then, as a kid, I didn't mind the idea of him disappearing with his attaché case and turning into Iron Man, but this was way before nanotechnology, so this was really kind of gibberish, and it probably, you could sort of, somebody justified it, but even then I thought this was really dumb. So he basically wears his what do you call that thing? He wears like a swimsuit underneath his clothes, a onesie. And he's got these two bands. Now, by clenching my fist in a prearranged manner, I set off a pair of ultrasonic signals and rather special ID bracelet and wristwatch, which activates the polarization unit in my chest beam, causing the shoulder and collar rings to spring into three-dimensional form and bringing about the downward slide of golden sleeve and leggings. Is this like walking the red carpet or something? Is this like a fashion show in France? Then memory circuits expand the cuffs of the gloves and the boots, and they reach my forearms and calves, fully encasing my hands and feet, which he has to share with all of us, which is kind of funny, but it's comics, while the mask slides over my head from behind. Best of all, the entire change takes mere microseconds, although we slowed it down for you, just so we could be stickler for detail. So, you know what I'm saying. And it's so crazy because he would have to speak even faster than I just did. He'd have to be like, kind of like those commercials you hear on the radio where they have these really quick, like lawyer like suggestions like it does not affect anyone in the continental United States. You know, one of those. Anyway, that's it. And I love Iron Man with a nose. I love Iron Man without a nose. That's it, everybody. Have a good day. This was fun. I love Iron Man, but I'm trying to do my video shorter. See you, everybody.